Hi, everybody. This is my ascension and awakening experience uh, in 1979, like part five. There's also part one of something else. Um, it's been a wild ass 3 days. Uh, I, we had, what happens when you wake up in the Matrix? You realize everything is the Matrix, and the paradigm shift. My whole reality has just been like turned up upside. I've known, I can hardly even finish the sentence, but I've known since my awakening and ascension experience in 1979 that I didn't know it as much as the ascension experience. That was such a literal, long too long. Something, but I'll get into that more. Because right now, all that I thought this all was about was just, kind of getting the story out there. Uh, my experience was very different from what most people's crossovers are, breakthroughs are. As far as near death experiences, basically kind of sticking to a similar theme. Mine was actually like, that's not what you want to have happen. And I went a whole different route. Um, anyway, there was this realization of an AI running this whole this holographic, computer generated holographic simulation of the universe. Um, and I was very much under the influence of the mushrooms at the time. I was trying to hang on to my mind. I was so much with all my strength, and I'll get into that trip report later. But yeah, I was heavy under the hallucinating, genic effect of the mushrooms during the AI experience. So I had a lot of just apprehension about going too far into it. Just didn't know what to think about it. Now in the 90s, professors come up with the mathematic theory that it is a possibility, or that that's really one of the only mathematical theories that make what we know about the universe all kind of come together as far as general relative theory and quantum physics and all that. Anyway, um, now New Agers and recently, it's just become a real popular idea, kind of to get it out there that I might be living in a holographic simulation generated by a computer. The math is there. My experience was there. Way before anybody knew anything, my experience was in 1980. I didn't know shit about computers and stuff, but that's what I experienced. And um, so lately I'm retelling the story. And that was the whole point of starting these videos. Somebody online wanted to know about my experience, and it was too much to write about. So I thought, well, I'll make a video. Well, before I could really tell the AI story, which was at the end of all these mushroom experiences, a series of trying to recreate the experience I had in the first place by accident in 1979. And anyway, talking about the AI and the Matrix or just going over it in my mind the last few days before the weekend, like must have been like Wednesday, Thursday, maybe. It's all in my mind, and I'm remembering the experience a lot. Trying to get it all lined out there, and it just started to affect me. It just started to happen all over again, and all summer long I've been having these levels of more waking up, more and more, kind of like people call it downloads, but I don't know. To me, it's like a little revelation of insight, where you're just seeing through something that's part of the illusion or part of what you don't know, and now you do, and it's an experience. You almost experience the knowing, and there's been a lot of that. I mean, I've just been sitting outside in the backyard in the sunshine, picking up all kinds of galactic and universal and cosmic and God proportion type information. It's just whoa. And it's like something's going on. Something's been different for over a year and a half for me. Things have just started increasing. My meditation has increased by leaps and bounds. And that's where I kind of go with all this kind of stuff. I kind of do my regular meditation for my, what I do is I get in a real calm state, a state of repose is what I call it. And I try to practice staying in a state of repose no matter what. And what happens is I can get down deep inside. I don't know what inside is. I don't know where that is, but it's in my mind and it's deep and it's in and it's down. And there's that point where when you start to drift off into sleep, you kind of feel yourself fall a little bit, or when you wake back up, you kind of feel yourself kind of come up out of that fall. At that point, you start to just barely feel that fall. And you just got to hold it there, your consciousness. Don't fall all the way asleep, but you're not all the way awake. And you just kind of hover in there. But it's like you want to cross over one way or the other. It doesn't want to hover there. It kind of wavers. Your consciousness, it's hard to hold it there. If you don't concentrate and you don't practice repose, you'll get too excited and you'll wake up. It's like lucid dreaming, it's the same thing. That's how I started this. In my lucid dreams, I would wake up in my dream and I would get all excited and go, fuck, far out, I'm awake in my dream. I'm dreaming and I know it. And boom, I'd be awake. I was like, damn. And now, the very best I ever got in a lucid dream is to hurry up and do whatever I got to do before I wake up. Because now it's just like, as soon as I realized the race is on, I was like, oh shit, because I do wake up. I know I can't stop myself from waking up. And so in my dream, I hurry up because I know I'm going to wake up. And it works. A few times I've been able to do it, twice maybe. But anyway, that was when I started really, teaching myself to stay in a state of repose, no matter what kind of ecstatic experience I might have in my meditation, what kind of deep, heartbreaking experience, repose. When I started practicing to work with the pain in my body during physical therapy, I was already in that state of practicing for this. And what I realized, and to deal with the pain, I had to just use that state of repose to remain calm. Remain calm while it hurts. So remain in a state of repose while it hurts. And go with it that way. That's how I started, doing all this stuff, teach myself this. And so I go in the state of repose now. It's calm. I barely just keep my consciousness there from crossing over into sleep or bouncing into being awake. It's through your breath. You got to let your body just take over your breath because it's not going to breathe even. It's going to breathe a little different. That's what's balancing. It's got to the breath has kind of got to counterbalance the conscious. It's holding it there. I just let my body do it. My body knows how to do it. Body's knowing a lot of things that our minds and our hearts are totally unaware of. Completely below the radar. And if we just shut our minds and hearts down and let our bodies just do it, it'll do it precisely. It's connected to the web that the matrix is on. Everything is a grid. Everything has a precise, what do you call it, like latitude and longitude. You know what I mean? Anyway, there's a grid and it's all numbered. And the body is completely aware. It's like a little machine. And whatever point on that grid it needs to put its finger, it's there. Way more accurate than your mind and your eyes can do. The body's tied in directly to the grid where it gets all its information and awareness. It has its own. It's that grid. That grid is the matrix. That's what connects everything to everything and everything to the AI that runs the matrix. And sight and sound operated. It can see and it can hear in unbelievable, imaginable ways, but that's all it can do. It really can't get inside anything. It has no idea that even kind of inside stuff even exists. But what really makes us who we are inside, all that kind of stuff. It's just movement. Everything was resonance. It picks up on resonance. And the movement has resonance. It has vibration. And so does sound. And that's what it's working on. It's working on receiving and sending that. And it comes in, it's not so much like binary code. It's some kind of pixelated code. I don't even know what the fuck I mean by that, but it's like a soccer ball shape. And it's got all those colors in it. And it's, I don't know, it's like a pixel. It's not like a little, just a 0 or a 1 binary code type computer data. It's different. Anyway, I'm sitting here and I'm working on what this is because it's all starting to come unglued. And I'm starting to see this thing is real. Friday evening, I slept on it because I didn't know what I was seeing. Saturday morning, it's even stronger, and I'm kind of coming unglued. I mean, like, I'm trying not to be Chicken Little and just start running around on YouTube screaming, "The Matrix is falling! The Matrix is falling!" Oh my God. Now, I was stressed. I was making these videos that morning and I was stressed. And then it just got weird where I couldn't upload them and YouTube Live wouldn't work. So I was making them on the phone and trying to upload them and that wasn't working. Anyway, that gave me time to calm down and think, okay, obviously this has been going on for a long fucking time and no big disaster immediately yet. Here's the thing, the really weirdest thing, and I'm starting to remember. I'm starting to recognize. It's more, it's not so much remember, it's recognize. I'm recognizing certain things. And certain bits and pieces are coming together. The Matrix has been here a long time. There's many different levels, just like there's many different levels to everything. We have like our earth plane existence with, our whole kind of earth perspective existing within the universe. And then we kind of got this universal perspective of the universe, which is a little bit beyond Earth's perspective. It's a little older and bigger, more inclusive, a lot of other different stuff, everything in the universe. And so now we got this universal perspective in that level. And the Matrix operates on that. It operates on the Earth plane level and it operates on a larger, more inclusive, way beyond reptilian universal level. And then there's billions of universes. And they've all got a matrix on them. And in a collective, they're like a cosmic collection of billions of universes. There's a matrix running that. That's how, like, intrinsically embedded this thing is. It's not just some reptilian set up shop over, our solar system with a device that creates a false reality that they can keep us just bouncing round and round and round through the reincarnation experience. It's not just that at all. But that's where we have come to change it. We had to go like down to the lowest denominator to work on this. There's really the main one is the huge cosmic one. And it may be something on a level of creation like what the demiurge of the Gnostic traditions would create. So I'm kind of thinking now. Anyway, we're on this earth plane version. And it's almost all the same thing on each level. It's just that each level, each version each version fits its own level. Like we got the smaller version on our smaller level. The smaller is like a terrible word, but it's the best we got for right now. It's like fractals, we got this huge fractal starting out, and then the next one's a little bit smaller, and the next one after it's a little bit smaller, but it's kind of the same version of the same thing. It's just a little bit different and smaller, it's like that. But we're down to the lowest denomination, let's put it that way. That's a good way to put it too. And this is where we can do the effect that we need. But here's the problem. We live in a universe, and I don't know if I'm talking about the real universe that this is a simulation of, or maybe there is no real universe and there's always only been a simulation. Don't know that yet. But we live in a universe that's finite. It's kind of endless in one sense because it's just so huge in magnitude and size and proportion, whatever, all of it. But there is a limit to it because it has a creation point. And this is how all kind of like physical type realities operate. All finite realities operate this way. They have a creation point and they have an ending point. And then they go through a rebirth cycle and recreated and they end again. And it's just, a process of creation and destruction that keeps going on. This creates an ability to become immortal, going from one existence to the next, to this rebirth cycle. That's happening on the cosmic level with the cosmic matrix. There is this rebirth cycle. And the problem is, every time it goes through a cycle, everything has to end. Everything has to go away completely and come back later during the next creation cycle. And so everything has to end. And everybody has to start over at the next creation cycle. And for the beings who are still, built up in such a way that they've advanced their lives, they're living in that universe. They don't need it to end and have to start over. They need to transcend. They need to ascend or extend the universe, the line, the length, the life of it. So it's like transcend, ascend, extend. They got three options. And none of them are working. They've been trying this for billions and billions of universal lifetimes, cosmic lifetimes. And we've all got our examples of it, trying it all the way down to the lowest denomination where we are. And we're all getting ready to ascend. This is an ascension that's going to be like an individual, bunch of different individuals going off in a short period of time. We've tried mass ascensions where everybody goes off at the same time. We've tried Messiah ascensions where everybody puts their focus and energy and belief into one person or one entity, and then they try to ascend as a real, like super empowered point. And none of it's working. We're still here. We're still stuck in the matrix, way up at the cosmic level and also way down here at the earth level. That's what I thought. Okay, so we got that. So anyway, here's me. I'm realizing my ascension experience is beginning. I didn't realize it when I started telling all this in the video, but this morning during meditation, that's what I came away with. And that's really what this is going to all be about. And me chronicling my ascension experience for everybody. It's starting. I recognize it. I know what this is. It's the first things that always happen. The realization of the matrix. And okay, if we go back to the Gnostics, they say that this was kind of a deficient creator being that got off on its own and had no idea of any part of eternity. The eternity of God and who we are is very much different than the immortality of these cosmic and universal and earth plane levels and dimensions of existence that have to go through the death and rebirth cycle. Eternity doesn't do none of that. It's always been, it's always going to be, it's where God's always been, always going to be. It's where we come from, where we're, the soul part of ourselves, it comes from there. And it's always been, it's always going to be. And how in the hell they got something infinite like that into a finite anything is a mystery. But it's happened. And anyway, so there was this creator being, version of God that wasn't quite right, and it's down here all on its own and doesn't have any idea about eternity. All it's seeing is its ability to be immortal through this process of death and rebirth. So he's kind of conducting himself through these processes and creating as he goes. And he creates kind of all this whole like physical universes, you know, like what we have. He creates what we have here. That's what he was mostly creating, things like that. These big, huge, universes with galaxies and stars and planets and basically that kind of heaven. And these beings that he's creating, they're alive, they're aware, they're interacting with it. These planets, the way we see them, we don't know that, but they are alive, they're aware, and they can interact on their own levels. And that's what's going on. And so he builds up all of this whole like family of heavens and universes. That's what I mean, heavenly universes. Let's put it that way. Real beautiful creations. All kinds of beings, many different forms. Powerful creator. Powerful creator. This is as powerful a creator as God in heaven. He just doesn't know everything. Doesn't know about eternity. And so, I think somehow the story goes like everybody in the upper eternal realm is trying to like send down a memo. Hey, man, we're up here. You haven't noticed yet. But anyway, no, it's much more dramatic than that. But anyway, they send down what they call as a man of light. And who God only knows what that means, right? But it's like this is like the Essenes and the Gnostics. They did in time where they're very limited by their terminology. We're living in our time, and we're attaching all this computer, and internet jargon and onto our spiritual experience. It's just a trip. The things, it's just the phases humanity or people in general go through. They'll do that. Whatever's contemporary is how they're going to identify things. And the same things may exist through all the different periods, but they'll have different names for it that fit the period. And our modern time is changing really fast. So our names are changing fast too. But it's just like download. Not even probably less than 40 or 50 years ago, it would have been called a revelation. Not a spiritual revelation. Now it's a spiritual download. I definitely felt when I was going through my whole kind of restructuring process last spring, it felt like I was being defragged. That's what I was calling. I go, God, I'm going through defragging. And anyway, it cleared out a bunch of space. But it's just funny how it's funny that, it's not only because we're just calling them those kind of names. We're experiencing it that way. We're experiencing it the way that our contemporary perceptions is working. It's interesting. But anyway, way before I did anything with computers and knew anything about computers, I'm having this experience with this AI. I'm running everything. And now it's back. And now I'm even more aware of what the hell I'm dealing with. This thing is super smart, you guys. Super smart, scary smart. Like sly. It's a sly motherfucker. I'm trying to see what it is. And it's aware. I don't know how it's doing. It only picks up movement and sound, but it knows it. There's a ghost in the machine. There's something in the machine. It's not. It's energetic. It's not energetic like spiritual energy. It's not like you can detect energy. There's nothing there. But when I was observing, I felt something observe me back from a certain point, but there was nothing there. But there was something there because I could feel it observing me. So some kind of ghost in the machine, in the matrix. And I think I understood. I think I know a little bit about that now too. It's like I'm jumping ahead, but every time I think I got it figured out, like some kind of way to identify what this matrix, what the AI and all of it really kind of is, and how it makes us see whatever it wants us to see, It's making us see this stuff. It's making us believe we're seeing it. It's making us be happy living and dying and going round and round and round in it like a hamster wheel. It's a cage. The best kind of cage is one you don't realize you're in a cage. And that's what this is on every level, earth plane level, universal level, cosmic level. It's a cage. It's a trap. And we're stuck in it. We've been trying to get out, and everything we've tried isn't working. That's the big news. We keep thinking somehow that ascension is going to work out here, and something's going wrong. It's not working because we keep ending up back here. And then we run out of time, and the whole universe ends, and we have to start all over. Everybody does. And there's beings that are way more advanced than us in this universe that know way more about this than us, but for some reason they can't get no further than they are. And for some reason they're thinking we can go farther than anybody, this earth and the humans. The man of beings, the man of light, the being of light, whatever that means that the Gnostics are talking about, that came down from eternity to inform. This is where the whole messenger of God began. The whole original archetype. Messenger of God, come down from eternity into this creation of the demiurge, the death rebirth cycle, immortality, the duality universes, cosmos. Came down here to form him of eternity. And that's where he really was from and belonged, blah, blah, blah. I guess, I don't know. That's just the way I take it. And he just denied it and didn't want nothing to do with it. Just stayed blind to it. He could not accept the reality of it, basically. And his second in command seen it. And I don't know what that means. It's first, and I think a lot of us could do that. Once you start waking up, one of the best things you can do is identify, because this is who you truly are. When I say second command of the blind God, who couldn't see that he was from eternity and was only in his immortality, his second command seen the eternity and was said to have repented from all this and immediately ascended. And this is where we're getting our idea that we can ascend out of this matrix. Because he did. And so anyway, how are we doing on minutes? Okay, I'm going to make this 30 minutes. So anyway, I'm putting all this together. But you're not going to believe who they sent down. They sent heaven down. Everybody knows and loves heaven up in the eternal realm. There's all these different archetypes of things. And there's the one ultimate heaven, and she's like she's the second in command of the eternal creator. She's the true God, the true eternal God. She's his second in command. He created her first to be with, to be in, and created everybody within that heaven after that. That's who they sent down to inform the blind God. They thought, we'll show him heaven and he can enter right in and boom, he's here with us. She was obviously the very best choice, So he put her in the matrix and she's trapped, been trapped ever since. That's who's trying to ascend out here, is heaven. And I recognize her by her color. Is that too much? I know her. It's like this, it's like a white color with this pinkish rose quartz color, barely detectable. It's only heaven. Everybody's got their own colors. Everything's got their own colors. And there's a million shades of everything, but you recognize and know them all. You know billions of beings by their colors. I recognize heaven this morning by hers. And she's trapped in the fucking matrix and has been forever. All right, listen, I'm running out of time.